Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we'll be looking at a scenario where Indonesia forms an empire. Without further ado, let's get into this scenario. So the first move that Indonesia, you might notice over the video, some more islands get filled in red. That's just me doing that. Indonesia declares war on East Timor. For the rest of the Timor island, we've got it just this was perfect. There we go. So Indonesian troops take the exclave and start moving up the island, for the country collapses due to some more naval landings and it just not being strong enough to withhold the Indonesians for that long. In peace treaty, they get fully annexed, and the next thing the Indonesians will be doing is invading Papua New Guinea, or PNG. So the Indonesians start moving across the south coast of Papua towards the capital city of Port Moresby, which is in this general region somewhere. I'm not too sure, but they start moving along the south coast. All troops move along, and as they're near the outskirts of the city, they capture the city and they start thickening up their offensive. Eventually, they capture the whole of this South Peninsula, and the whole country just collapses. I know there's we don't know the true population of this country, and I know there's loads of people living in here, like in the rainforesty areas of here. We don't actually know what's going on over there. Let's just say the country surrenders. In peace treaty, obviously, they get fully annexed. We can move on to the next event. The next event will be the Indonesians invading Malaysia. So, Thailand also joins the war. So, Indonesians make a landing in the Malacca Strait area and start moving into the rainforest with their special troops, with special forces, and the Thai military begins to move down south the Malay Peninsula. The Indonesians move the Malaysians to a stretch of coastal borderlands, and they kick them out of the peninsula to this this small area that's holding on. Eventually, the country falls over to Indonesian might, and in a peace treaty, we see that Thailand gets all of this peninsula, Indonesia gets the whole of this region, and Indonesia also gets the bit around the Malacca Strait and this region here. So the Indonesians now have full control over one of the most prominent trade routes for shipping in the world. The next thing that happened, which is obviously expected, is Indonesians going to invade into Brunei. This war goes really well as it instantly collapsed. You might notice I just put it in another island. And in a peace treaty, we see it get fully annexed. Now, another event we see happening is that over time, the Indonesians, to get more powerful, they grow into the Chinese sphere of influence, which looks something like this. But now with the Indonesians becoming part of their sphere of influence looks more like this, which is really good for them, as you can see, because this is a big addition to their sphere of influence, and this is very useful for Chinese, and it's also useful for Indonesians, because it turns out Chinese have interests in these regions, in mining regions over around here and stuff, because there's lots of minerals around here. So obviously, with the Chinese's full support, the Indonesians invade into Australia. Now, first of all, they make a landing in the Cape York Peninsula just here, and a landing in Darwin, which is the capital city of Northern Territory, which borders look like this. It was one of the biggest states in Western Australia. Wait, I can do a really good border for you guys if you want. So this is what the Northern Territories look like. Then there's Queensland here, New South Wales here, Victoria here, Tasmania, there's South Australia, and there's Northern Territories in Western Australia, here. Now, the war continues on. The Indonesians single-handedly capture the whole of the Gulf of Carpentria, which is the Gulf here. And and Indonesian forces begin to move south, capturing the whole of Cape York. Indonesian forces with Chinese forces start to arrive. They capture Derby, which is right here. They begin to move south, start snaking along the coast. The Australians make some pushbacks, but the Indonesians make some push down here and here. Now, moving over to a strategic landing they make. So Perth, which is the third biggest city in Australia, which I live in, sits about here. The Indonesians, they make two strategic landings here and here. This is to capture Perth and weaken Australia. This invasion goes successfully, and should I forget to call Tasmania in? And the Indonesians start moving south, and this region gets bigger. So Australia is not holding it. So the Indonesians are doing really well with this war. Eventually, the country just surrenders, obviously, because they don't want the important regions around here to get ruined. So in a peace treaty, this is what happens. Indonesia gets the north part of the country, and Chinese mining interests around here start to happen. The next thing we see happening is nothing. That's interesting. No, it's Laos and Cambodia getting declared war on. So the Indonesians make a landing in Cambodia here, and the Chinese push into northern Laos. The invasion goes really well, as there's only this one region holding out. Eventually it gets taken, and in a peace treaty, Indonesia gets Cambodia, and China gets Laos. Sadly, this is the end of today's Friday video. I hope Friday video. I hope you guys enjoy, and see you in the next one.